Hey there folks, Elder Law Care Attorney Patrick Kelleher coming to you from our Elder Law Care Center in Hanover, Massachusetts. Hey folks, question of the day. What does elder law cover? What does elder law cover? Well folks, if you check out my other video, What is Elder Law? I do talk about this. There technically currently are 12 different areas of elder law. But let's talk about the meat and potatoes. And I talk about it in my book, folks, and the book I often refer to as the metaphorical four-headed monster of what folks are typically looking to avoid when it comes to estate planning and elder law. Number one, will our assets, the home, the retirement accounts, the investment accounts, the bank accounts, the automobile, will it avoid probate? Yes or no? There's a way to assess and evaluate that. Number two, will our property avoid the estate death tax? There's a state estate tax as well as a federal estate tax as well. So check your state and make sure you're aware whether there is a state estate tax. For example, here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, there still is a state estate tax, and the threshold, folks, is only $1 million. And the CPA told me if you're $1 over, it's about $18,000 owed to the Massachusetts Department of Revenue. And guess what, folks? That is owed within 9 months from the date of passing. That deadline comes up on people really, really quickly. And if the family or the personal representative or trustee does not file that M706 estate tax return by that 9-month deadline from the date of passing, what does a taxing authority do? They'll add on interest and penalties. Interest and penalties. So that's really, really important to know, folks. Check with a qualified attorney in your state and do the proper research to make sure you're aware whether there is a state estate tax in your jurisdiction, in your state. Number three, folks, financial creditors and predators. This is a big area, folks. A lot of folks say, hey, Patrick, we worked really hard for what we have. How do we give our children a gift or more than a gift? Because we worked really hard for what we have. And we're concerned. Our names are Mo, Larry, and Curly. If our children's names are Mo, Larry, and Curly, how do we give them more than a gift? You can give them, folks, what I refer to as a protected gift. That's a third-headed monster. To protect them from what? Well, could be from times of turmoil. What are times of turmoil? That could be an automobile accident. That could be a lawsuit. That could be a bankruptcy. If your child has drug or alcohol issues, you can make sure you do that by creating these certain types of protective trust within your trust. Whether it's a special needs trust, supplemental needs trust, spendthrift trust, or family bloodline protection trust is what I like to call our asset protection trust, family bloodline protection trust. Lastly, folks, big area is the nursing home, long-term care. Why? Because as folks are aging in place, they say 10,000 people are turning 65 every day in this country. That's a big number. That's the baby boomer generation, 1946 to 1964. And with 10,000 people turning 65 every day in the country, people living longer, which is a good thing, the big dilemma is how do they pay for long-term care? With the rising cost of long-term care, nursing homes in this area are around $500 per day private pay. 30 days in a month, folks, how much is that? Yes, $15,000 per month. How would you or your spouse pay that $15,000 per month private pay if either of you became completely incapacitated at some point in your lives? How would you pay for that? Most folks do not have $540,000 sitting in their bank account. So you really want to assess and evaluate that. But what do folks typically do have? From my experience, our clients typically have a home. It's a family home that they purchased 40, 50, sometimes 60 years ago. And that home has a significant amount of equity in that home. And Medicaid rules typically say that your principal home, up to $906,000 under current Medicaid laws this year, is exempt from Medicaid for eligibility purposes. It does not mean it's necessarily exempt from lien purposes. What that means, folks, is your principal residence is typically exempt to get on the Medicaid benefits if you're house rich, cash not so rich. But after you pass away, Medicaid, Mass Health here in Massachusetts is required to put a lien on your assets. Why? Because they're entitled to be reimbursed dollar for dollar for what they paid in for your care or your loved one or your spouse's care. So hopefully that helps, folks. So what is elder law and What does elder law cover? Well, it covers all these big areas. This is like the 30,000-foot view looking down. Long and short of it, folks, make sure you seek out and work with a qualified estate elder law attorney who can help you through this journey and give you the proper advice and the proper guidance and give you the roadmap on how to do this. Hey folks, elder law care attorney Patrick Kelleher. If you like this video, folks, please scroll down, leave a comment, leave a question, and a member of our elder law care team will get back to you as soon as possible. And folks, if you'd like to learn more about elder law, go to our website, elderlawcare.com, because we have a lot of free educational videos there, folks. And click on the tab Elder Law Academy, folks, and you can pick up a copy of my book, Four-Headed Monster, the metaphorical four-headed beast that you want to slay. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time at elderlawcare.com.